Now, one of the hardest things for a ventriloquist is finding good scripts. Now, scripts, that's your dialogue. You're going to talk back and forth, and eventually you'll get a lot of jokes and banter, your conversations with your puppet in your head, and you'll get so many of those that it's easy in the middle of a script to go, they really didn't laugh at that last one, so I'm gonna go to one that I know is really going to be funny. And so you can change up things. Now, I always keep a record of what I do, because if I'm going to go back somewhere, I want to make sure I'm not just duplicating the same things and, they've been there and heard that before. Now, when you put a script together, you typically want to start out with your funniest joke or your second funniest joke. And it depends on how you're going to end. I would start out with my second funniest joke, and then you can kind of alternate, not as funny, not as funny, more funny, hey, really funny, and then go into your point. This is the point of this script. And then if you want, you can end with your funniest joke. Or I'll start with what I might think's my funniest one up front somewhere, and then as I go along, because I know at the end I'm not going to leave them laughing, I'm going to leave them thinking about the point. And so there's several ways you can approach it. When I first started writing my own scripts, what I would do is I would go find jokes. Okay, so this script's going to be about school. I need to go find good jokes. And so what you want to do is you want to look, now if you're elementary age, you want to look with your parents, because I'm telling you there's some jokes out there that are very inappropriate. And so you want to look for good, clean family jokes. And so as you look for those, just start keeping a list, a record. Hey, this is funny, this is funny, this is funny. Oh, now I've got 3 or 4 math jokes. Hey, you know what? I could maybe start a script with math. Or I've got 3 or 4 jokes about English or history or school, or 3 or 4 jokes about food, or 3 or 4 jokes. And so you can go with a category. And then if you switch themes, then just, kind of tie them together. Like, I have some hungry jokes, and my puppet, I'm hungry, and so we go through several jokes. It's like 4 or 5 different hungry jokes. And then we go into the story of the prodigal son. Well, in the prodigal son, you guys know he gets far away, and he's broke, and he has to get a job, and he's feeding the pigs, and they're eating better than he is. He's hungry, so it kind of pulls back to the earlier theme. So if you're going to do a Bible story, you may want to look at some things in that story that you can start with. And so when you hit that point of that story that Zacchaeus is in a tree, or there's a donkey that's talking, you can reflect back to the jokes up front. You want to try to weave them together. And if you're going to go from one joke to another, try to find a way to bridge from one to another. And it can be a transition, like, hey, I ran into your teacher the other day. Good. Did you knock her down? I mean, things like that. Where it's just a natural conversational transition. Or it can be where they say something, like, one of the jokes we banter around, like, because, I eat a little more healthy than I used to, and so my puppets give me a hard time for it. And so, I give them something green to eat, and they're like, it's healthy. And I'll say, it puts color in your cheeks. Yeah, but who wants green cheeks? And hey, speaking of the color green, do you see how you can take a joke and springboard into another? So I want to encourage you, begin to become the kind of person that doesn't just take other dialogues. Now, we're giving you a whole bunch of ventriloquism scripts, and that is to launch you out. But you're going to hit a point where your puppet's going to have a personality, and not all the jokes are going to fit that personality. And you're going to hit a point where you don't want to just do jokes. You want to actually start playing into your puppet's personality, and you want to start creating, weaving your own dialogues together. And that's a fantastic and really fun thing to do. It's not the easiest thing, but it's a lot of fun when you sit down and you start building this script, and then you get to use it, and people are laughing and they're having fun. And so I want to encourage you, as you're putting scripts together, have fun, enjoy, become a joke collector. Clean, good, godly jokes. Collect those and use those, and then let your puppets just run with them, because believe me, sometimes they'll make you laugh because they are funny.